My name is Mildred Huff, and I was born in Holland, Michigan on the 14th of April, 1916.
My mother was kind of brought up in the church, and my father, on the other hand, was raised on a farm, and his family did not go to church at all. As Mom grew up and went off to college, she felt a call to the mission field. And then Dad, on the other hand, was back in Holland, and he attended the church that she attended.
She confided in her pastor that she felt called specifically to Africa, and even more specifically to Sierra Leone, West Africa. And she didn't tell anyone else this. That was between her and the pastor and the Lord. And when George spoke to her one day, he said to her, I feel that the Lord is calling me to Africa, and even more specifically, Sierra Leone. They both were called specifically to Sierra Leone, West Africa.
They spent their first couple of years at that mission station, and then Dad felt like he should go into the bush further and try to reach some of the people in the inner part of Sierra Leone that had not been, ministered to at all. He went into an area called Bafodia, and that's where I was actually born and raised.
They started a clinic to address the physical needs of the people. Dad took a bunch of medical courses in college, and very basic, but he could take care of their dentistry and their medical. They had no other choice out there. They truly embraced the people, but yet they were alone. They weren't in familiar territory. Everything that they knew and loved, the food was different. The people are different. The language was certainly different. That was one of the first obstacles that they had to face, was learning the language.
You have this small country that has 36 distinct languages. So when you travel from one village to the next, it could be a totally different language. My parents decided that it was important to give them the written word, and so they initially started with the Limba language. They decided to translate the New Testament.
One of the verses, of course, that we translated first was John 3:16, and then in turn we tried to teach it to the people so that they could repeat it together. It is in the Limba language. The word for God is Kanu, and so we start out with God. Kanu na timo kafaiwo, wonde dunkung ashinama, wonde wunting pe, kena wa o wa, wo nia ni lania, wonde sa piri, keda wonde kokushi, siba koi o koi. Koi o koi is forever and ever.
The other thing that he started, or that Mom and Dad started, was a school. And I think it's interesting to note that they taught them English, they taught them the Bible, and then when Phil goes back, how many years later? 50 years? 40 years later, the people the children that were in that school that learned to be a Christian, learned about Jesus, learned how to speak English, are now in high positions of authority. And there right now is a Christian president, the first time ever, who's highly trusted and well liked by everyone. And we're just so proud of that.
When Mom and Dad retired and came home to the States, they kind of kept in touch with these people. And then after my father passed away, my mother continued the relationship with the people in Sierra Leone.
For George and Millie, their lives made a huge impact on that nation. I mean, to see 40, 50 years down the road, the impact of their lives, it's astounding to me. When you see a need, or you see something that needs to be done, I think when the Lord leads you, you do it, you take it, you go with it, and you be that change. With God, all things are possible, and I really believe that.